more sons of...
It's back to the Wild West with Call of Juarez Gunslinger. After the atrociously received Call of Juarez The Cartel, Techland clearly realized it was time to return to the series' roots, but this time in an action-packed, downloadable spin-off. So what's the verdict on Gunslinger? Let's find out. Silas Greaves is one rugged old man. During a visit to an Abilene, Kansas saloon in 1910, Silas recounts his history as a bounty hunter to the bar's patrons. The gameplay takes place during flashbacks, where Silas encounters everyone from Billy the Kid to the Dalton brothers. While Gunslinger's tale of revenge isn't out of the ordinary, the way the story is told is fun. The writing is enjoyable, and Silas's narration and banter between patrons during gameplay gives it a cool flair.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
It's especially neat when Silas's commentary directly affects the gameplay and environment. However, you're not here for the story, but for the thrilling shootouts. Gunslinger shooting is very fun and the controls are immediately familiar. Revolvers could have felt a bit more hefty, but the game's lever-action rifles and double-barrel shotguns more than make up for that. Silas isn't without some tricks up his sleeves. The concentration mode is your basic bullet time mechanic that is par for the course for the series, and Sense of Death allows you to dodge an enemy's bullet when your health is low. If you dodge the right way, you live to fight another day. Guess wrong, you eat the hot lead of a 44. Another great feature is a full leveling structure that allows you to dish out bonuses like the ability to reload faster or hold extra ammo. By the time you reach the game's conclusion, you definitely feel your character is more deadly and experienced than when you started. The entire game is frenetic and racking up combos is a blast. The duels that conclude many of the game's chapters feature some solid mechanics, but the other boss battles, especially those that wield chain guns, are slightly tedious given their large amount of health, but it's far from a big issue. Maybe the game as a whole can feel like a shooting gallery, but it's an immensely fun one at that. The game features 14 missions and they're all short, but Gunslinger makes the most out of its levels. For one, you can play the entire game over again in New Game Plus, which is always a welcome feature. But there's an arcade mode where you play through bite-sized sections of the main game's levels to rack up high scores and compete on the leaderboards. Though I have noticed rare scripting errors where enemies won't spawn properly, the arcade mode is addictive and puts an emphasis on racking up huge combos. There's also the separate duel mode, which recycles confrontations from the story. It's not as fun as arcade, but there's an achievement there for your work. Whereas the Cartel did nothing to set itself apart visually, Gunslinger is very stylistic. It's comparable to Borderlands 2 artistically and technically. Though not quite the authentic Wild West look, it works for an action-packed downloadable spin-off. The music, sound effects, and voice acting are predictable, but nevertheless great, though the sound of lead meeting flesh is a bit overdone.
I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad.
Gunslinger makes a great case that a downloadable title can revitalize a struggling franchise. While Bound in Blood and The Cartel each tried to be a fresh start for the series with varying degrees of success, Gunslinger is a great choice for both Call of Juarez fans and newcomers. The ridiculous action, exciting gameplay, and surprising amount of replay value make this an excellent and affordable option for fans of shooters and the Wild West setting. It's some of the most fun FPS gameplay I've had so far this year.